Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. Okay, rather than making a video, I want to make a series of videos because this is the start of 2018 and one thing I really want to concentrate on is distribution of music. How you are going to actually get your music out there and actually build your audience, look after your audience, make money, whatever it is that you want to do from your EP or album. So this series of videos is how you can put music out in the form of, say, an EP. You know how I feel about EPs, but whatever format you want, how you can put music out there to get traction. Because every day I am getting musicians coming to me saying, I've got an EP, can you give me some ideas on how to actually get it out there? And I just think, not really, you kind of fucked it because you're starting from the middle. You've had the big journey, but nobody else has. And so you're just waving something around saying, who wants to buy this? And so people aren't there with you. So you've kind of messed it up. So I want to start by saying, rather than thinking of this EP, if you're making an EP or if you've got an EP or if you're about to start making an EP, because we need this time, I would do two things. Number one, I would think about 3 EPs or your next 3 releases. The reason for that is because we are at the beginning of 2018, if you're watching this on the 4th of January. And so at the beginning of 18, we've got 12 months. So rather than just making an EP and saying, what do I do with it? Why don't we actually plan 3 EPs? 4 months apart, because that will dictate what you're going to do for the next 12 months. That will dictate the time it takes for you to write, pre-production and record and promote and tour your music, and then do that again and again. Everything will start to fall in place because at the moment there's too many questions that I need to ask you about your EP that you are not answering well enough. So first things first, let me ask you a question. What is the purpose of your EP? Now, usually when I ask this question, I get one of 3 answers. Number one, we want to sell it. We want to make money. We've got this great product. We've got this great CD or whatever format you want it to be, but we want to sell our music. Great. We can do that, not a problem. Number 2 is, well, we want to build our audience and look after our audience because our audience mean everything to us and we want to give back to them. Brilliant. We can do that also. And the third answer is we've made something beautiful that we love and we just want to put it out there. This is all about us and we've made something that we want other people to hear. Brilliant. All of those 3 things are tangible answers. The problem is if you start pushing them together, they don't work. If you want to sell your music and give your music away, you can tell that is not going to work. You can't say, here it is for free. By the way, do you want to pay for it? No, of course I don't want to pay for it. I just got it for free. Doesn't work. If you say, this is all about us and what we do, and if you want to come with us on our journey, that is also fine. But then if you just say, by the way, do you want to pay for this? People are going to say, oh no, this is about you, mate. This is you and your journey and your band. You do your thing. But you can't start bringing people in and saying, well, it's our thing, but you want to buy into it. People won't do that. So when you start pushing these 3 things together, they don't work. So first things first, what is the purpose of this music that you're about to release? So why are we deciding on the purpose of this EP? Well, it's very, very simple because once we've got the purpose, the end journey, then we can take that step back and there's more questions that we can actually start to ask ourselves and answer them to get where we want to go. Number 1, what format are we releasing this music on? Are we going to put it out on CD or vinyl or just digital? And we can't answer these questions until we know where the final destination is. If you're looking at making money from your music, then maybe CDs and vinyl are the right things to do. However, if this is just about building an audience, then maybe CDs and vinyl is going to be a very expensive way of doing that. Number 2, what content are you going to put out there to start promoting this music? For example, video and YouTube. It's pretty much free to actually start putting content out there, but again, you're probably looking at doing this to promote the music. Are you doing this to promote the music to sell it? Are you doing this to promote the music to just get it out there? Again, 2 slightly different tactics that we're going to take. And number 3, and the big one, which platform are you going to use to get your music out there? Are you going to use iTunes? Are you going to use Spotify? Are you going to use YouTube or SoundCloud? Each one is logistically brilliant for your band. The problem is they don't really mix and match. So again, we need to answer these questions before we have this EP that we're waving around on CD that we just say, look everybody, we've got a CD. That isn't good enough. So in this series of videos, we're going to look into all of these questions that you need to answer to get your music out there, to get traction. But first things first, what is the purpose of this EP? And then we can start looking into how long we need before we release it, how long after it should we carry on promoting it, are we going to monetize it? Are we going to give it away for free? Which platforms is it going to go on? All of those questions we can answer. And we can also look into how you are going to push this out there to get as many people into it as possible. But first, let's go back to the beginning, and that's the question you need to answer. So down below, that's what I want. I want, if you've got an EP coming up, or you're about to release one, or you're thinking about releasing one, I want to know your answer. What is the one thing that you want to achieve with this EP, or potentially all three? What's the one thing that you want to achieve from your EP? Because then you have started on the road to strategizing your EP. So I'm going to be making a bunch of these videos in a series. So your job is to subscribe, like the video, and I want you to comment. I want you to tell me what is the purpose of your next EP that you release. And we can start getting into timescales and money and everything else later. But this is job number one. So let me know down below, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later.